I wasn't sure if that was all contained within one memory, but I mean, it's right here, so we may as well start it. Take care of that first. We've got a few database entries to read too. Let's do that actually. Is that just a police force, or is that actually like somebody? Just make sure there aren't any others hidden over here. Giuliano. The playboy to his brother Lorenzo's statesman, Giuliano was well known for his famous jousting tournaments, his handsome physique, and his illegitimate child. When Giuliano was killed in the Pazzi conspiracy, his son Giulio was considered legitimate due to a loophole in canon law that allowed marriages to occur privately between two people, meaning that his parents could have agreed that they were actually married without telling anyone about it. Watch out, Catholics, your mistresses have more power than you think. Once legitimately a Medici, this child of a tradesman's daughter went on to become Pope Clement the Seventh, sorry. Get this, Clement was Pope during the sack of Rome in 1527, during which he was taken prisoner in the Castel Sant'Angelo. He escaped his captors disguised as a tradesman. Son of tradesman's daughter escapes poor past to become Pope, only to become a tradesman once more. Right. Okay, so that's his actual name. I wasn't sure if he was like referring to the police. I don't know. But somewhat of a prodigy, Poliziano learned Latin and Greek at age 10. By 18, had already become a published author. Lorenzo hired him to act as the tutor for his children, made sure he received a post at the Studio Fiorentino. Unfortunately, he must not have been everyone's favorite instructor. He died of arsenic poisoning in 1494, probably murdered by Piero, his former student. Rip. And then we've got one of these.
Francesco de Pazzi. Brought up as a noble in a city captivated by the newly rich Medici family, Francesco was taught to hate the middle class and its social climbers. Dismayed, he watched as the Medici Bank eclipsed his own, and centuries of influence over the Florentine government slipped away. It looks like the Spaniard offered him a solution. Rather than compete in something as dirty as banking, Francesco only had to do one thing for the Templars, one thing to put the middle class in their place for good. Kill the Medici. Giovanni Auditore tried to stop Francesco by putting him in jail, but the Templars took care of that.
Right. Cool. Oh, we actually have all the... Cool, we have all the glyphs, like, that we can get. For now, anyway. We'll go ahead and do this mission, and then probably the tomb after.
I saw Francesco lead a battalion around the back of the Palazzo della Signoria. I fear he may be seeking another way in.
Go, before it's too late. Do what you can! Guards, help me! Stay back, please!
Get to climb that same tower for the third time. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, with the lost scaling, AC3 Remastered is also capped 60 FPS for whatever reason. Also, this is the wrong building. So I may experiment with that as well. I don't know if it'll work quite as well because it came with a lot of foliage, but I can always test it out. That could look quite nice. Should I grab that? I will. There we go.
him!
Can't just throw a knife at him. Altair would have. Didn't even have any knives. You drop down at all? See, I don't know if I've ever tried climbing up this way. Oh, can you even go anywhere? I've never seen that animation. What? Yeah, okay. Kinda.
Guards!
What?
Guards!
No one's coming.
I think that's a lot faster.
It's just us now.
Maledetto che il diavolo ti porti! Stammi lontano!
Oh, you little baby. Shame I don't have smoke bombs. I didn't know if that was gonna knock me off or not.
Now Firenze will judge you for what you've done.
It's over. It's all over.
Meglio essere felici in questa vita che aspirare a esserlo nella prossima. Requiescat in pace.
Libertà! 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 Popolo e libertà!
Francesco?
What a chump. I didn't realize that was gonna end the sequence. Would have done the tomb first. But hopefully we spawn, like, in Florence still. Same year. So half of sequence 3, 4, and at least this part of 5. Oh, we're gonna spawn right next to the mission start anyway, aren't we? Yeah. Got all the viewpoints though, it looks like. So we'll do this first one, and then I'll probably go grab that codex page and then do the tomb. I don't think we had one for him yet, no. Simultaneously keeping the dream of the Florentine Republic alive, while leaving the people with very little legitimate power, Lorenzo deftly ruled Renaissance Florence during its golden age. His grandfather, Cosimo, built the Medici Bank, creating one of the most powerful financial institutions in Europe, becoming fabulously rich in the process. Considered the smartest of his grandchildren, Lorenzo was already being sent on diplomatic missions as a child. Although his father was inept and sickly, his mother was a poet. She introduced Lorenzo to many of the prominent artists of the day, instilling in him a love of art and culture. In 1469, when he was only 20, Lorenzo became the head of the Medici family, at which point he quickly gained control of the Florentine government through friends in the city council, payoffs, strategic marriages, and threats. But Florence prospered with Lorenzo as its puppeteer. Peace was made between the warring states of Italy, and several masterpieces of Renaissance art by the likes of Botticelli and Michelangelo were made under his care. Ultimately, Lorenzo was happier writing poetry and shadow governing than directing his family's bank. During his lifetime, several branches of the bank collapsed and the Medici assets were wasted on frivolities such as jousting tournaments. Lorenzo died in 1492. Nearly broke, he was unable to prevent the popular backlash against his rich lifestyle and the mad monk Savonarola's rise to power, which actually happens in this game, I believe.
When I was 6 years old, I fell into the Arno. I soon found myself drifting down and into darkness. Certain my life was at an end. Instead, I woke to the sound of my mother weeping. At her side stood a stranger, soaking and smiling at me. My mother explained that he had saved me. And so began a long and prosperous relationship between two families. Yours and mine. I am sorry I could not save your father and brothers.
You have nothing to apologize for. I believe Jacopo de Pazzi played a part in their deaths. The attack on you as well. I need to find him.
That coward fled before we could arrest him.
Have you any leads?
No, they've hidden themselves well.
They?
Jacopo was not the only conspirator to escape.
If they work with Jacopo, they were surely involved in the plot against my family as well. Give me their names.
Antonio Maffei, Archbishop Francesco Salviati, Stefano da Bagnone, and Bernardo Baroncelli.
Bene. I will go and see my uncle. He has men stationed in the countryside.
Wait. Before you go.
A codex page.
I took it from the files of Francesco de Pazzi, seeing as he clearly no longer needs it. I've always had an interest in things of antiquity, as did your father.
It is meaningful to me as well.
Then consider it a gift. Che il Signore ci protegga.
Okay, so that wasn't even, like, really a mission. Perfect.
Jacopo de Pazzi, the money. This guy was the head of the Pazzi family, and he ran their banking business. An associate of Lorenzo de' Medici, he had nothing against him personally, so he hired 4 Templar hitmen to take care of the situation for him. Bernardo di Bandino Baroncelli, brought up to hate the Medici family for the exile of his cousins, Baroncelli ran the numbers in the Pazzi Bank by day, and murdered for the Templars at night. It was Baroncelli who delivered the first blow. Stefano de Bagnone. Known for his cruelty, Bagnone was trained in Rome as a Templar butcher. It was Bagnone who stabbed Lorenzo de' Medici in the back. Antonio Maffei. Witness to the sacking of Volterra by Florentine mercenaries, Maffei blamed Lorenzo. He joined the Templars to seek revenge. It was Maffei who slashed Lorenzo's neck. Archbishop Francesco Salviati. Convinced he would be the next Archbishop of Florence, Salviati was enraged when Lorenzo stood in his way. But the Templars were there to heal his wounds. It was Salviati who marched their troops into the city.
Assassination contracts. I will not be doing those. Cool. Yeah, so I don't have any viewpoints or anything to grab, so I'm just gonna, like I said, grab the page and then we'll do the tomb. Okay. Real favorite this time.
Di Grazia, stay away from the artwork on the walls. And when your men paint the dome, take care not to disturb any of the sacred relics in the lanterna on top. They are the most important artifacts in our church.
Yes, yes, Padre. Just make sure to pay us the full sum for our work.
Alright. For real this time. This one's actually pretty satisfying to do, like clean. Oops. He says forgetting when to jump. Iconic scene.
Bene. Now I have a way back up in case I fall.
I think we're almost to the second checkpoint. Maybe.
Who's trying to cough?
Not too bad. Let's go straight over here, actually. Oh wait, but I can't climb up. Duh. Small shortcut, kinda. Oh no. Oh. Hilarious. Well, that's a first. Alright, let's try that again. Goodness. Yeah, this is the one that has like the broken whatever. Sometimes you can kind of do it like that. Okay. Surprised that didn't backfire, honestly. There we go. wish you could just go one level up right there. There we go. Not 100% clean, but still satisfying. Whoa. And some of these have 3 chests and some have 4, so... Go bother old Leo.
Ezio, thank God you're all right. This madness with the Medici and the Pazzi, is this why you pursued Francesco?
Not exactly.
Well, whatever your reasons, the city's safe again thanks to you. Now tell me, how may I be of service? Ah, another page. Aha, it's a similar cipher to the last one. This won't take long. Interesting. Oh, indeed. I see. It's another blade design for delivering poison.
Can you build it?
See, it won't take very long. I just need to find a way to hollow out the blade without sacrificing the...
It's all right, Leonardo. Just do what you need to do.
All done. I filled your blade with a bit of poison to start with. Should you run out, just visit a doctor.
Poison? From a doctor?
In high enough doses, that which cures can kill.
I am in your debt once more, my friend.
Anytime, Ezio. Anytime.
Nice. So now I think we're actually going back to Tuscany to do, you know, proper missions. Okay, so it turns out we actually have to go back to the villa, but I was going here anyway to collect monies and whatnot, but I completely forgot that in Sequence 5, you can access this bonus content. Or like, I believe it's for the deluxe edition of this game. Similar to the bonus skin, so this I have done before. Gross. So we basically get little tablets that we can read for various members of the family. Maybe? I don't know. Venice, 1296. I was raised in a small house by the Venetian lagoon, within sight of the rough foam-capped waves of the sea. When I was barely old enough to walk, became a sailor, navigating the Atlantic first as an apprentice, then while carrying cargo for my father's patron, Mr. Marco Polo. It's a good life. So it's like their memoirs. Oops. Camera angle kind of betrayed me there. One day, while ashore in the harbor looking for work, I fell in love. She was barely 20, but when I looked into her eyes, the whole world was reflected back, clearer and brighter than the sun. After that, I still went to sea, but my heart remained on land with the girl who had become my wife and our young son. One afternoon that summer, Messer Polo called me into his study. My father was already there, beside an older man dressed in a strange hooded cape, watching us. That moment, everything about my life changed. My father told me that he was an assassin. Removing his ring, he showed me a strange marking on his finger, explaining that our family came from an ancient order that protected and defended mankind. He paused, and then when I didn't speak, Messer Polo stepped forward. He told me that the stranger in the hood would teach me, and in return I would carry him across the Mediterranean to Spain. And so began my apprenticeship with Dante, one that was to destroy every bit of happiness I would ever have. I guess I don't know exactly who the hooded man is, but I want to say it's Altair? Like super old Altair? I don't know. Maybe not. There's probably a secret room in this tomb as well. In preparation for our voyage, Messer met with me repeatedly. First, our meetings were about purchasing supplies, but soon they became about higher things, about life, love, honor, and justice. He taught me that society was set up in such a way as to control its members, to stop us from thinking, from seeing. Soon I could look past all the laws and illusions. I understood that mankind was being used by its rulers, that we, the people, deserve freedom. It was then that Dante began showing me pages from a book that Messer Polo had brought back from the palace of the great Genghis Khan. The manuscript, the Codex, was about our order, the Assassins. Okay, so I don't know if that necessarily was Altair, but Marco Polo definitely interacts with him, and we get to see that. Oops. I was gonna say, are we just not gonna go that way at all? No, I understand. That's a secret area over there. But I'm good. Okay. Planned voyage never took place. While returning to Ravenna to pick up the remainder of his belongings, Dante died. Dismayed at the loss of my mentor, I went to inform my father and Messer Polo of the sad news. Before I could even speak, I was ushered into the study, and my father, his face white, locked the door behind me. Shocked, I listened in silence as he spoke. Dante intended to take the Codex to Spain, where it would be safe. He was being watched. The enemy of the Assassins, the Knights Templar, still existed. I recalled the stories he had told me of the Templars, and it all became clear. Dante had been murdered. Templars knew about the Codex, and they knew about us. Shaking, my father told me to take the Codex and leave for Spain at once with my wife and child. As Mr. Polo ushered me out the door, he handed me a small piece of paper with a number on it. With this number, I could draw on his credit more ducats than I had ever seen in my life at any bank in Italy. Perfect. Set sail that night, the ship filled with cargo to sell in the markets at Barcelona. First, all was well. Then, to avoid a coming storm, we laid anchor in the Otranto harbor. It's kind of hard to see. Cloaked in darkness, the pirates came. I didn't see them until they were already boarding my ship. I hid with my family in the hold. Pulling out the Codex, I ran the worn leather cover through my hands, then I broke the spine. Pages slid silently onto the floor. I scattered them into the chest, boxes, and containers I was carrying to market. The men who found us were drunk. I could smell it on their breath. When they asked for the codex, I knew who had sent them. Holding back my rage, I said that I had thrown it overboard. They started to laugh. Two held me down, still grinning, while the rest cut off my wife's clothes. She begged for mercy until her voice gave out. Once they were done, they threw her into the sea. They took my cargo and sunk my ship, and left me adrift clinging to a piece of railing. I made it to the beach with my son. My wife's body washed up on shore the next morning with the tide. That's messed up. So if I'm not mistaken, the Ezio collection, like on PS4, includes all of this bonus content. So at least those folks don't have to miss out. But for PC players that can't connect to the servers anymore, yeah, kind of just have to acquire it, I guess. I never saw the sea again. Making my way to Florence, I rented a small room and then visited the bank. I'd memorized Polo's account number. With the vast sum I now had at my disposal, I went to Venice in disguise to find my father. I returned to Florence the next day. Both Polo and my father were already dead. From that moment forward, I collected treatises on architecture, studied the classics, and took vocal lessons. I adopted the name Auditore, personating a noble at the Florentine court. Accepted as one of their own, I took on the trappings of nobility and constructed this villa for me and my son. And then I hunted them, raised my son to fight, to find the Codex, and to kill Templars. Together we would regain the honor of my wife and avenge the death of my father, two debts that could never be repaid. To the auditory that reads this, remember that you are not a nobleman, you are not one of the deceivers, you are one of the people, avenge us. That's cool. These like all the same, yeah. So at least Ubisoft had the foresight to include all of the dumb, like, online server content when they made the Ezio collection. Which is insane that that's 10 years old already. And it still doesn't have 60 FPS on PS5. Okay. But we don't actually open the things here. Alright.
Ezio! Come in, come in! To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, punk.
I've been sent from Firenze by Il Magnifico to attend to some unfinished business. I'm looking for Jacopo de Pazzi.
Ha! Who isn't? We've been at it for days.
And perhaps what I carry will help us both. A list of his co-conspirators. One of them will talk before he dies.
Excellent. These men are sure to lack Jacopo's resources, which means they will be easier to find. I will put my scouts to it at once.
I appreciate the help, Uncle. I've got something else for you as well. More codex pages.
Ah, let's see what we can learn. What is this? What prophet?
What did you find, Uncle?
Just another damn mystery. The text here roughly translates to only the prophet may open it. There's reference to 2 pieces of Eden, but these pages offer no answers, Nipote. At least, not on their own. You must find more.
We'll have to save it for another day, Uncle. I have a mission to attend to.
As you wish. Now, if you hope to defeat these bastardi, I will need to teach you a few things. Meet me on the practice field. All right, Ezio. You're familiar with counterattacking, but what happens when your enemy is as well?
I don't usually give them the opportunity.
Tough talk offers little protection against Templar steel.
Then by all means, Maestro. Teach me what to do.
Now dodge. Filio di Troia!
Just
Enjoying
clutch.
the ride down to hell.
Bene, bene. Now do it again. Much better. One last time now.
Bravo!
Little disarm action. Nice. So I never done any of these training missions, like outside of the required ones, the last time I played this game. But I actually went and talked to the dude, and I talked to him just now to make sure I wasn't crazy. Like,
Just one more time, Ezio.
and you can purchase like special moves from him that I don't kind of make the game feel a bit more like Brotherhood's combat, that like the execution streaks and whatnot.
Magnifico! Once again, you
So you can win
exceed
special
my
attacks for like
expectation.
long weapons and whatnot.
Signore, we found Jacopo's men, and they wait your word to strike.
Relay the following. No man moves until they have spoken with Ezio. Intesi?
It will be done.
Go, Ezio. Visit with my mercenaries in the countryside. See if Jacopo's lackeys won't lead you to him. But be careful. They will be expecting you.
Okay, so we're headed back to Tuscany, I think? Pretty sure. Okay, so we've got a few options here. I remember how this goes. Let's start with the tomb, and then I don't know where this is gonna like put us out, but we'll do the missions basically in this order. That one, and then the one in the center is the one I like to do last. But we'll start with the tomb. So apparently I'm notorious here. Let's see if we can't amend that really quick. No? Come on. Really? But I could jump right in front of him. Okay. Come here, boy. Let me actually go grab a poster. I don't want to get attacked. Right, so starting off with the tomb here. I don't remember which one this is. It's our third. I remember what the sixth one is, I remember what the fifth one is. And obviously the first two. I don't really remember 3 and 4. I remember where they are. Like on the map. Okay. I do remember this. I just don't remember where this leads necessarily. Yeah, that didn't really tell me much. Alright, let's go over here and try to do a side jump. Perfect. Oh, this area. Okay. And I think I remember the areas following this too. Yeah, yeah. I don't really care about being detected. Could try not to. Or at least get into like actual combat. Oh, that's right. They don't let you use throwing knives in these.
What? You won't take
No, no. I don't consider that combat. Okay. We basically have to do this. Kind of taking the shortcut way, but try to take too much of a shortcut though, it'll backfire. if I'm remembering everything correctly about this tomb, it's obviously I've already stated which one is my favorite, but this is probably the one I like. Second or third most, probably third most. Yeah, if you guys are seeing stuttering, I promise it's not you, it's the game doing its thing. Bitch. It's trying to get like a special combo. And watched a video earlier about 20 facts or something about this game. It's pretty nice. I actually learned a lot of shit. Which was surprising, because I've played this game a lot. Like, a lot. I don't know that I've ever gone this way, the way that I'm going right now.
Stop. Where has he gone?
I mean, with the exception of getting this guy's attention, like, this is probably the fastest way up here. Instead of doing all that.
I am sure I had seen him before.
Bro, why are you taking so long? Go away. Bitch. Alright, that actually worked. We can just grab this, I think. Yep. Okay. Come here, boy. Okay, yeah, I remember this bit as well. I don't necessarily remember where this leads, unless it leads to the sarcophagus. I think this one's a nice combination of like parkour and stealth. There's really no repercussions for not being stealthy at all, but shit. Come here, you boy. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned about this game. Like, just in the last 2 playthroughs for me. Because the playthrough I did before this was the Ezio collection, and that had a bunch of content in it that I had never seen before. That was cool. I'd seen, like, you know, Sequence 13 and 14 or whatever, but or 12 and 13. Yeah, all like the bonus shit. Never seen that before. That was cool. Lie to me, game. Oops. Which is interesting because, I mean, this game hasn't been new to me in, what, 15 years at least? Oh, okay. That's where we needed to be. Yeah, I feel like in the past few years I've started, like, just not doing the same shit over and over again. Like, when I replay stuff, just not playing them on autopilot, so I tend to learn a thing or two and you're a bit more engaged. Say there's no way there's not 3 chests in here. Okay. Cool. That's half of them done. Apparently that like reddish pattern on Ezio's outfit here wasn't even supposed to be red. Like the trim was, but whatever that little design is over the black part at the bottom, apparently that was supposed to be white. There's like figures and stuff with it white. It's kind of cool. I also like redid all my audio settings, so hopefully there's not any background noise for you all anymore. I think previously my microphone was picking up the vibrations from the hard drives in my NAS. It was like a foot away from it, so did that make sense? Yep, and we already got this, so I'm trying to see which NPC is down there. Yeah, this is definitely the mission that I like to do last, so we could start with this one here, and then go back out and come back in. Yeah, why don't we just do that? Okay.